All right, guys. We're gonna start in less than 90 seconds here. We are going to get rolling in less than 90 seconds, and we're going to begin with that great comprehensive video that we talked about yesterday that Ashley made that we want to make sure is in your hands before the night is over. And we're also going to look at some of the comments that we had from yesterday's video, from yesterday's live. I know, guys, it was super quick. It was super fast. But we had to, let Ashley eat with his family. And we're going to rock and roll here, guys, in just 30 seconds. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go ahead and make sure that you deliver this link to your partners, your business partners, your spouses. We want to be with you guys when you guys decide, hey, listen, I'm doing good, but I want to make more money, or I want to do even better than what I'm doing currently, like right now. So that just a quick reminder just to have that going for you. So guys, let's get to the comments, to the video. Actually, let's start there, to that comprehensive video that Ashley was wanting to share with us, making sure that you guys had that and was ready to go, so that you know just exactly what type of training that you might be getting with Ashley. It's amazing. I've watched this video several times myself, so I'm just making sure everybody can see it. Now, welcome in, everybody. It is day 5. Congratulations. You made it all the way through until day 5. I can't believe it. We are already here. We got Saint Musa. He is in Houston, Texas, locking down. I believe he joined us several times this week. So we're incredibly excited to have him back, right? Everybody's excited to have everyone back here and ready to go, so that we can actually continue moving forward. Today, again, is day 5. We're going to talk about getting your salary started. We got to get you guys. We can't just have you guys out there not knowing what to do or how to do it, right? So we got to get you. We got to be able to get you some help to make sure you're going. So let's pop up this video. Ashley is on his way. He is joining us soon. So he has this video out here. He wanted us to watch part of this video. Can't show the whole thing now, but we will watch part of the video in order to make sure that you guys can just see how super comprehensive this training is. So make sure, if you can't hear the sound, I'm going to press play. Put in the chat that you're not able to hear if you aren't able to hear us, okay? Hey, Eddie Rodriguez, we see you down in Miami Beach. I was there last month. Down in Wellington, Florida, we have Purple Farm Dog. Okay, so guys, I'm going to push play. Let me know if you can hear the video or not. All right, so the video is playing. Let me know if you can hear it or if you can't hear it. Hey, Jay Edwards, it's good to see you again.
In this video, I will also show you the order in which we want your photo documentation to be in. First set of photos that we want you to take.
Sound is low. Okay, gotcha. Let me see what I can do for the sound, guys. One of the great things that Ashley is doing is he's showing us what you do. Remember yesterday, everybody, we talked about this app right here. We talked about the first steps in when you're doing an inspection. So if you missed it, I'm going to rewind it for you, because if you don't have these pictures here in your video, if you don't have these, then you're automatically going to look like a newbie. So the sound is low, so I'm going to talk a little bit through it, but I want you to see the care and the quality that Ashley is taking. That's literally Ashley's hands, his ladder. He's showing you, look, guys, number 1, get the loss address. Get the front elevation. You go clockwise around the house. You go counterclockwise around the house, okay? So you go to the right side first. Then you go to the back side, and then you go to the left. And those are how you get your measurements right off the bat. Like, you don't have to worry about using your tape measure or your laser measure. He said yesterday, literally right before you get off the roof, he has his measurements ready to go for himself back in the truck. So here, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. He's letting everybody know, listen, there's importance in ladder safety. I mean, some of you have said, and type in the comments if you're afraid of heights, because there's some people who are afraid of heights, and that's why they don't want to get on the roof. If you follow me on IG, you notice that there were quite a few people on roofs today. We saw a female on the roof. We saw somebody who is a senior citizen on the roof. So type in your age. If you're an 80s baby, 90s baby, type that in the comments right now. I'll go first. I was born in 1987. I want to know if you were born in the 60s, if you were born in the 50s and you're wanting to do this job, if you were born in the 70s, you're wanting to do this job, even if you were born in the 2000s, right? That means you're a millennial. You may be born in like 2003. You're already 18. Can you believe it? Some people were in high school watching this. I was in high school in 2003. So many millennials are half my age, ready to start a new career, ready to jump on board. So type in, and we're going to forward this video a bit so you guys can see more about the instructions that Ashley gives during his training. So there he is, Ashley. He's standing right there. What do you see? You see a ladder. You see his toolkit. You see a moisture meter is in there too. You also see that he's getting ready to climb this ladder. He's making sure that it's safely away from the roof. He's making sure there's 3 feet above the edge line. So he is tuning in and checking out. You got the ladder access going. Okay. So that's a preview, and I'm going to bring Ashley on. He is ready to go. Guys, say hi to Ashley. We got 19, somebody who was born in 1969, somebody who was born in, and I know there's no sound, guys. I turned the sound off because they said the sound was kind of low. So St. Musa, he says he's a little bit nervous about getting on the roof, but he'll get on the roof for a job. That's right. The money is going to be enough for you to say, you know what? Hey, I'm going to get up on this roof. Ashley, if you continue seeing this video, he's pointing out drip edge. We got somebody who was born in 94, 27 years young. We got several 90s babies. We got 160s, 260s. Takeo Gale said they are born in the 60s. So you're getting a whole lot of highs, Ashley's.
Hey guys.
Say hi to the people.
Hey guys, how you all doing? Thank you for having me on again about here.
Doing good. I'll let you know as soon as they come in. We got Lavelle Brown. She's 27. Ja Rocks was asking, what's the name of that app that you use for the measurements? Tell us a little bit about Hoover, Ashley.
Okay, it's actually pronounced Hover.
Hover.
Yeah, Hover is an app that's been around. We've been using it for 4 years now, but it's probably been around a little bit longer than that. It is an app that all you have to do is take the appropriate pictures, which is a total of 8 pictures of the elevation of the home, and it will produce for you a file that you can download directly into Xactimate or into Symbility that measures and creates a 3D dimension file that puts the sketch right into your software for you. You don't even have to sketch it yourself.
Wow. Okay. Actually, that's actually super fantastic. And just for a fun fact for everybody, Ashley lives in Orlando, Florida. What type of claims do you see most in Orlando, Florida?
Most of them are wind and hail claims.
Wind and hail, and that's like what we get here in Georgia. And Ashley, tell me, do you agree with this? Isn't that what most new adjusters will be working?
Absolutely.
Wind and rain claims, and they're quick, right? I know some adjusters that they didn't want to go to Texas for that ice storm because it was going to be too much interior.
That's right.
Right.
No, that ice storm was intense. That's correct.
Okay, Ashley, you were there, right?
Yes, I was. That's
correct. Oh
man, so that's February, March, and April.
Right. And one of the things, guys, that Ashley wants to do, he wants to be able to get you guys out there and get you guys in the field. But we need to know who's ready to be out there in the field with Ashley and who's ready to go. So that way when a storm comes up, he can have an opportunity to say, listen, you go inspect this one, you go out, I'm going to go with you, and you'll have different setups and different ways that Ashley is actually going to really be able to go out and
One
give you
second.
guys the experience that you guys are wanting for yourself and wanting for your family, wanting to do. So again, this is just some of the video that I just wanted to show you guys just how it looks to be on the roof. And what he's doing is he's checking for wind damage, and but you're going to need to be in person with him to honestly see exactly what it means to have different types of storm damage, and to be out there in the field. So what we're going to do today, guys, as I mentioned yesterday, earlier in the call, I want to take a quick look at some of the questions that we got yesterday, because I don't want to forget that, people had questions yesterday. We just couldn't get to them all. And then we're going to show you guys a real special treat. We're really going to go over Xactimate today. And actually, I'm going to show you a preview to see how you guys do with using Xactimate. So who wants to kind of see Xactimate, see how it can possibly actually start helping you make money right away? I have that in there too. So let's see. I'm pulling up the questions, what we have. Someone says that Kevin Gill said they were in San Antonio, Texas. Insurance adjusting looks like my next career. Would you suggest to get licensed online or through a brick or mortar class? Which is a really great question. A lot of you, there's another question right below it. They're asking like, what should you study? Because one of the requirements to go to an inspection with Ashley is going to be the license, right, Ashley? Tell us,
correct.
Tell people why you want them to have the license.
Because by law, you can't really bring anybody else to the inspection unless they are a licensed adjuster.
Right. So, I mean, literally, guys, we would love to be able to bring you out anytime and any day, but you do have to get out and have that license, okay? So that is super, super important to have. And, just going back through what we covered over this week, guys, what number of steps day one, I'm going to pull that sheet back up so that everybody can see what we've been doing so far this week. Day one. Is this the dream career, right? We tackled that challenge. Ashley mentioned that, hey, it depends on what your dream is. But if you're looking to make money, a lot of money in a short amount of time, this is going to be a great career for you. If you're good at customer service, this is going to be a great career for you too as well. Day two, we talked about newbie increases, working year round, right? Because you don't want to just work deployments. You want to be like Ladder Larry. You want to be able to work all year round. And that video we did with Ladder Larry is the one where we revealed how much you can make in a short amount of time and how easily it could go wrong, right? He said he was doing 20 claims in a month, where really an adjuster should be doing 20 claims a week at minimum, especially during a deployment. That's less than 5 a day if you're working 7 days, okay? Day three, we talked about what stops newbie successes. We talked about the fears that you guys have to overcome. Many of you don't want to take the exam. I've been there. I took it twice. It was nuts that me, an A student, having to go in and take that exam twice. But there's answers to that. We talked about how you can get your license if you're in the DHS, if you don't have a state license requirement. We talked about the DHS, right? So guys, we're getting you over that hump. That was day three. Day four, we talked about perfecting your skill, and we went through the exact steps, which I just showed you, how to get out the vehicle and start doing your inspection, taking the right pictures, using the right tools, which was hover, making sure that you're also having great customer service. So today we're talking about getting your salary this season, how to do that, how to get experience without experience. And a lot of that comes down to training. So Ashley, tell us a little bit about, go back over just a little bit on what do you do that first day when you have somebody who wants to train with you?
Well, on the very first day, we go over the basic principles of scoping. what you want to do and what you want to prepare your mind to do, and we go out and do a scope. That's very first thing.
Explain scope for everybody. If you guys don't know what scope is, type in the chat, hey, what is scope? Because sometimes adjusters, they forget, where everybody is
That's
at. And
correct.
scope,
That's
even
correct.
me, I'm up in Philly training with one of our senior adjusters, and we're going over scopes, even though I've been doing it for years. But different material, different laws in different states. If you live in Florida, you're going to see different type of roofing materials than
That's
we do
right.
in Georgia. We don't have tile roofs, right? But you got
That's
to know
right.
how to identify damages on those different types of roofs. So
That's correct.
explain, Ashley, what's scoping?
Scoping is the adjuster terminology for basically doing an inspection, but we call it scoping. Um, what you're basically doing is going out and documenting, inspecting the property and properly documenting photo documents as well as measurements, documenting the damages that are there and preparing a report and an estimate for the insurance company for them to take it and make decision on that insurance claim. And they're counting on you.
Right. That's right, guys. So I mean, it's really just saying you got to be able to communicate back with the home office, right? Because you talked about that, Ashley.
That's
You
right.
are the face of the company. You will hear that from every IA firm. You will hear that from every carrier. So Ashley, so next, okay, you're getting their mind right?
Right.
And then you're going to set them up. And guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to dive in depth. It's Friday. We've been super respectful. It's been a long week, but hang in there with us. We're going to only go for until 8 o'clock. We're not going to go past 8, guys. We're going to be able to answer a lot of questions. I'm
That's
going
right.
to actually, after these sets of questions, if you guys do have questions for Ashley, type that in the chat right now. That way we can get those answers. Before I go over how you can start using Xactimate to make money right now, and then how you can get trained in Xactimate and make sure that you're super successful when you become an adjuster. So Ashley, tell us, so after they wrap their mind around actually, getting ready to prepare, what are you showing them next?
Okay. That'll be about no more than 3 hours of class time. And then we're going to go out and we're going to split into groups. I'm going to have two other trainers. So depending on the size of the class, we'll divide you up in groups and we'll go out and do a scope, do an inspection. That'll be the first day.
And that's the key, right? Like that's the key, guys. You got to get out there to actually see it. You got to
That's correct.
touch, feel. You
That's
can't
correct.
you can't cook. You can't cook from the living room. You can't learn how to adjust from your laptop.
That's
You
correct.
got to get out there and see how a laser measure is used, how
Yes.
different tools and equipment are actually out there being used. So that's a super important part. And guys, here, like that is 2 to 3 hours. That first part, just getting your mind right, is 2 to 3 hours of training, setting yourself up. That's intense. This is not a key turnkey type of operation. You can't just hop in it and figure and like say, you know what, I'm just gonna learn on the go. It doesn't work, guys. That's what Ladder Larry was trying to do. He was a former cop. He had no background in adjusting, no background in construction. So he jumped on and said, listen, let me talk to Ashley and let me get my mind right. Let me get my skills right. So that way Ashley can come, that way I can do better myself in training. So that's just 2 to 3 hours that they're doing. So everybody, let me type in. I know yesterday we asked about Xactimate. I just want to be able to see who knows Xactimate because I'm getting ready to share, guys, a super cool video, some slides that we're doing actually too, so that you can all see like what Xactimate is and how it can actually help you. And today, what I also want to go over are 3 little secrets that I gathered. So let me share those with you now, so everybody can see exactly where we're going today, and what you'll be able to learn from tonight. I want to be able to give you exactly what you're going to learn. So here's the 3 secrets that we're going to get into tonight, guys. Number 1, we're going to get into how one veteran made $135,000 in just 4 months. Ashley, are you a veteran as well?
Would you consider me a veteran? No, I'm not a military veteran. No,
Oh, okay, okay,
I was
okay.
thinking of
No,
adjuster veteran, veteran
okay.
adjuster.
All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So then we're also going to look at how new adjusters get work with no experience while still working
Right.
full time, okay? And then we're
Okay.
also going to go over well, I wanted to at least introduce Ashley, guys. He's a commercial and real estate adjuster, FAA licensed UAV pilot. He's a state certified general contractor. He's a state certified building contractor, and he is an Xactimate and Symbility trainer, which is super important because those are two types of softwares that we use. You guys all know me. I've been out from Cincinnati graduate, started on YouTube just to be able to learn and teach people who were coming behind me, because when I failed that test the first time, I said, this is not right. There's not enough information out there. And if you feel like that, I want you to type in a 2 in the chat. If you feel like, listen, I've been searching and it's just not enough information out there, I don't know what direction to go in, I want to see you type a 2 into the chat right now. Just take your fingers and hit that 2 button and hit enter. I've appeared on different news stations, just getting the word out there about how great a career this is, because it's never unheard. It's so unheard of. And so when I started to hear it from a friend, I was like, oh my God, what the heck is claims adjusting? This is amazing. This is beautiful. Like, what exactly do they do if they're making that much money, right? But my friends kept saying, Abahi, this is life-changing money. People are buying BMWs cash down. People are buying Lexuses cash down. People are buying Infinities cash. With cash, they're getting it delivered to the job, to State Farm's parking lot. I was like, nah, let me see. So she showed me her check, $4,500 for 2 weeks. That was 4 times what I was making at the time, because life was crushing me. Okay, how many people feel like life is crushing them? The bills are piling up. The stimulus money is gone. Both of them, both 4 sets of $1,400 are gone. The job market is changing drastically. People are not opening back up, and when they do, it's going to be a lot of jobs replaced by technology. I was on the brink of bankruptcy right before I just felt left out. I wasn't able to travel. I wasn't able to hang out. I wasn't able to go out. I was doing absolutely nothing. And that's where a lot of people find themselves when they come, like, you got to get that money in. So when I found out, okay, all right, well, now it's time to get the license and you got to figure out what to do, I was confused. I was unclear. I was like, I felt lost in the woods. How many people feel lost in the woods when they're trying to become an adjuster? Like, there's no direction, right, Ashley? It's very little help out there, right?
That's right. Yes, it is. Yes, it
And
is. It
so
can be overwhelming quick.
Go ahead, say that again, Ashley.
I say it can get overwhelming quick.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And you don't know what to do, and you don't want to put your money in with it, right? So you become totally obsessed with trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. And that's when I just I made a book. I'm like, listen, guys, here's what I did. Here's how I got to it, and you guys can follow me. And that book is still out there. And like I told you yesterday, there's a free gift available. So I want everybody, if you type your email in the chat, and if you're out there, she's going to copy those emails and she's going to get you guys this book if you stay into the end. Okay. So you got to stay into the end to be able to get the free book. So after that, listen, there's a lot of ways to do this, but you got to know how things are, done right and how things can go wrong. Okay. Becoming an adjuster is hard. You got to research the position. You got courses that are, out there. You got licensing that you have to do, and that's just to get the license. This is just literally to get the license, not even training, guys. You got to do the fingerprint and background. You got to do your practice questions and prep test material. You got to travel for some multiple day courses. Some in-person courses aren't local. If you live in Georgia, you might have to travel more than an hour, even inside the city of Atlanta, to get there. And let me tell you guys, that travel time hurts. I just had a student go take an in-person class, but it was too far and he rushed it. It was too much at one time and he didn't pass when he took it. So now he has to wait 2 weeks to get back in it. Lodging, if you have to pay for lodging, he stayed one night at a hotel next to the school because he just felt driving back and forth ATL traffic was no fun. Certifications have to be paid for. Xactimate has to be paid for, which is over $300 a month if you buy it month by month. So like your upfront cost in the first year, my first time was over $7,000, guys, just trying to become an adjuster. And it was just me discovering it the hard way. But guys, you get to cheat. We're going to show you the easy way, so don't freak out, right? So these are the three secrets: how one veteran made 135 in 4 months, how new adjusters are getting work with no experience, and what companies are actually paying the new adjusters. We're actually going to go through those exact numbers, okay? So first up, Tony Robbins says, listen, if you want to achieve success, all you have to do is find a way to model those who already have succeeded. That's what Ladder Larry did with you, right, Ashley?
That
like
is
you just
absolutely
showed
correct.
them. Right?
That's
Okay,
correct.
fantastic. Right. So and you gotta be coachable, trainable, and hungry, right? You don't want people who aren't trainable.
Oh, they won't succeed. If you know everything, you can't learn anything.
Absolutely. And that's exactly right. That's exactly right. You have to be open-minded to saying, listen, I don't know how to do this. I don't know anything. Teach me everything you know. And people will teach you more when you have that type of attitude.
Right.
But it's like, well, why is nobody talking about adjusting? It's such a freaking great career. Why is nobody talking about it? Well, some people are talking about it, but maybe we're just not able to get the word out. I mean, I started this channel just a few years ago, and every day I find new people saying, man, where have you been? Where have you been? I've been searching for help, right? So this book was created by Guy Graham. He was a production coordinator, and he learned that. And we talked about this customer service. How an adjuster treats the insured or the homeowner is 90% of the job. You got to make sure that the insured feels as though the insurance company is really there to help him. What are your thoughts on that, Ashley?
No, you're absolutely right. Because you may be the lone reason why that insured would renew his policy or her policy, and you may be the number one reason they even have an opinion on their insurance company. Because when they think about how they're being treated, they're not thinking about you as an adjuster. They're thinking you as State Farm, or you as Allstate, or you as Tower Hill. They're not thinking as you as an adjuster. You are the insurance company in their eyes. And when you walk up to that door and knock on that door, you say, I'm the insurance adjuster from the insurance company, not the IA firm. You're not from Crawford or Mid-America or CRU. You're from State Farm. You're from Allstate. You know?
Right.
You are the insurance company in their eyes.
Exactly. So that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So guys, so that's not all. So just like me, Guy Grant, he had to find some training online. He took a couple of adjuster 101 classes. He did 2 days of Xactimate. He learned what it takes to do the job. He paid for plane tickets. He attended other training classes that were costing him $1,500 after $1,500. He said he spent well over $12,000 becoming, and this was back in 2002, 2003. And I did mine in middle 2000 teens, right? So you gotta, if you don't have a friend or help in this business, you gotta get trainers, okay? So you could give somebody a fish, he'll eat for a day, but you teach a man to fish, he'll definitely eat for a lifetime, okay? So there's, we gotta look at, okay, well, there's additional things that you can do. It's just so easy, right? The travel, work from home, you can include your family. It's a super stable industry, been around since ancient China. You can work and make your own hours. You can work locally. There's continuous learning. There's great pay. And the best of all, there's no selling. And this is who it works for. People who want to change careers. This was not my first career. Ashley, was this your first career?
No, it's not. No, it's
right?
I was in construction.
He was in construction. So these are for people who like helping people. Is that you, Ashley? Do you like helping people?
Yes, ma'am. And to be able to be compensated while you help them, can't put a price on that.
It's a win-win, right? People who are learners, people who want to read, people who don't like 9 to 5. If you're an entrepreneur, you want to run your own business. This is helpful. The reason why this worked so well for me is because it's a business within inside of a business. I have a whole back office that that helps me. I'm the front facing person, but there's a whole shop behind me, making sure paperwork gets sent out, making sure appointments are made, calls are made. So and Ladder Larry talked about he having an assistant, he being given an assistant. He doesn't have to come out of pocket for that assistant, right? So you actually get the benefit of actually being able to build your business with other people's monies. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. Right. And then so there's continuous learning. So if you like reading contracts, if you like negotiating, even if you're a new grad, because we got some 27 years olds out there, we're ready to go. So now the question is, where do I find good training? So if you have this question, I want to hear from you. I'm going to pause my slides here for a second. If you guys want to know, like, hey, where do I find good training? I want to type that in the chat, and I'm going to go to the chat for a moment and see if you guys have had any questions, any new questions. We got 21 comments. So let's see. Let's see what we have. So Ann said, Ann said, hey, everybody, if you were out there, she's my assistant. Just go ahead, type your email in, stay to the end, and we'll get that free book to you. And we got a bunch of people that typed in twos. Now let's see. This is Tally Pooh. Her question is, and she said this, he said this may be a silly question, but what would you suggest if someone is afraid of heights? Ashley, what would you suggest?
Well, you have to at least be able to climb the first story. Now, once the steep goes above 6 and 7, 12, then you can just hire ladder assist to come out and assist you in measuring that roof. And most insurance companies will pay for it.
That's great. All right. So I hope that helps, guys. I mean, at least get that first height out the way. But there are ladder assists. And yes, I did use ladder assist on my first deployment because I didn't have a ladder tall enough. So that is going to be one great. So you have to be the trained adjuster that knows exactly what to do with that information. And Ashley, is that something that you help train people on if they're afraid of heights, what they can do?
Absolutely. Now, if there are certain people that can't get over that obstacle of being afraid of heights. But if you want to be out in the field, that's something you have to overcome. You have to at least be able to climb a 1-story. Now, you're not required to climb 2. You can always get ladder assist, but you got to be able to climb 1.
Okay, fantastic. Right. And that's what I'm thinking too, right? If as long as you can get up there once, and it's really not, guys, once you're up there, it's really no difference than being up on the hill. There's some steep roofs, but once you're up, and it's really just getting on and off the ladder safely that you should pay attention to most. Other than that, guys, it's really just like walking on a slope. It's just like walking on a steep hill, or even just walking up on a gentle slope. Some driveways are more steep than many roofs, right?
That's correct, but still, like I said, once you get above 612, it does become sketchy. All right.
Yeah, it does. And actually, with your hand, just show them what's the 612 look like. Like you got the 0, and then can you show them just the different levels? It's going
to be 6 inches. It goes up 6 inches every foot.
Right, right.
That's what pitch is. Let me see if I can pull up a pitch gauge, and I'll show you what a 612 looks like.
All right, so Ashley's going to show us a pitch gauge, and then we got this question that we're going to answer in a bit for you, Londa B. Can you do virtual training and a weekend of field training for out-of-state people? So while Ashley is pulling up that pitch gauge, and just let me know when you're ready, I'm going to say, all right, well, where else do you find good training, and how do I know how much I can be making without experience if you haven't had that opportunity yet, right? So that's going to be super important for you guys. All right. So step 1 is you definitely want to get Xactimate training. Xactimate is the software that every adjuster should know how to use. It's not the only one, though, but it's the one that every adjuster needs to know. And then that picture here, guys, if you're looking at the screen, you can see there's a roof diagram. We're talking about squares. There's a lot of numbers and a lot of measurements. So is it straightforward? No. Is it hard? No. And then you have to also know how to estimate. Well, once you get some interior damage, and that's the second picture up here, guys, you got to know, all right, do I need, what type of ceiling is it? Is it acoustic? Do you need a ceiling fan? Do you need a light fixture to detach and reset? So that information is all there too. And then step two, you got to learn how to read and create your scopes. Okay. So after you do some estimation training with Ashley, he's also going to show you, if you're licensed, he's also going to show you in the field how to actually create and write your scopes. Okay. And if you learn how to create and write your scopes, then you actually learn how to read your scopes, which is great if you want to do desk adjusting, right? Some people want to do desk adjusting. The best way to be a desk adjuster is to get the field training to learn how to be a field adjuster. So that way, when the information gets sent to you, you understand what's going on out there in the field, because a good field adjuster is going to create that story for you. So whether you want to be indoors or whether you want to be in the field or if you want to work from home, learning how to write scopes is going to be important. And then step three, you got to get up and out there. Okay, I'm sweaty in this picture. It's hot. Okay, you have on a collared shirt. You know, you're dressed professionally, but even on the roof, you want to get out there and go. Okay, so where do I find good training to earn still working with no experience? Because we talked this week, guys. We don't want you to quit your job. Do not quit your job. People make that mistake. You want to wait, and you want to get the training and you want to transition, okay? So there's two essential tools. You want to learn Xactimate fast, and then you want to build claim experience with your license and with apprenticeships, which Ashley has available. What we used to have to do is go through the course on our own. I studied on my own. I figured out licensing. I figured out which companies were hiring, and I'm going to help you guys with that too, right? And Ashley's going to help with that. He's reaching out to so many companies every single day looking for work for you guys. He's ready to put work in your hands, but he wants to make sure you guys are trained first because his name is on the line, right? He wants to make sure that a set of adjusters are ready to go and be ready not to just work deployments, but work any type of claims, right, Ashley?
That's correct. That's correct.
Right. So you got to so I had to, so if you want to on in the back end, you used to have to figure out Xactimate on your own. You used to have to create your own resume. You used to have to find work on your own, learn how to identify damage on your own. And so many things on the roof can be damaged and it's not even storm related, right? Ashley, what do we get on the roof that's not storm related? We get mechanical damages, right? We get bad installation, or what do they call that? Work craftsmanship, right? We get wear and tear too on the roof.
Right. Those are the different things that can happen on the roof. But if the claim is not related to the roof, you don't have to inspect it. However, sometimes people call in claims that are not wind damage. It could be fraudulent even. And you as an adjuster, you got to be able to identify. Now, one thing I just want to clarify in the last statement, we are not ready to start taking claims from IA firms, from insurance carriers, but I am pursuing that. So that is the ultimate goal, that people that come to the training will eventually be put on our rosters, and when we receive claims, we'll be able to hire them. So that is the ultimate goal in these training classes.
Okay. Fantastic. Thanks for clearing that up, Ashley. And also in the video earlier, we showed how to do proper documentation and also how to label photos too. That's like everything you had to learn on your own. That's what Larry was doing just on his own. But there is a new way. Okay. So we've developed some expert-led courses, how to work in between deployments, weekly training, which my team does, and then just building your experience by working with somebody who's already trained. And Xactimate isn't only used on deployments. People go on Upwork and actually list their skills for Xactimate writers. And you can see how much people are earning just being an Xactimate writer. They may be licensed, they may not be licensed. There's two here in Florida, one in Sarah Rose, Florida. He's doing $40 an hour. There's one up in Fort Lauderdale who has already earned over $800. And then you have Lisa H, who has earned over $20,000 writing Xactimate estimates. Okay, she's a certified Xactimate writer. That's a key skill. So you don't have to just save your Xactimate writing for your deployments. You can find other ways to actually do Xactimate. on Indeed and Google. I looked these jobs up for you guys. You can see in Longwood, Florida, a roofing company hiring an Xactimate writer, a restoration estimator who wants to go to Hawaii, right, and make $60K a year, live in the sunshine, looking for Xactimate writers, but they want somebody with experience. In Baltimore, Maryland, and restoration companies, they are too busy to write Xactimate estimates. They're too busy to even sometimes pick up a phone calls when it's a new job. Like, I mean, sometimes you might get 3-4 calls at a time and it can be overwhelming. But you also have other restoration companies in Colorado who say, listen, working with Xactimate is a must have, guys. So I just want to show you that it's not just for adjusting. You can, you feel like, oh man, I'm only going to use it for this one skill. No, that's not true. You can set yourself up to actually do other things. So this is Xactimate. I told you guys I would show you. This is a video that I recorded a while back, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to actually see Xactimate in action. Okay. Want to know everything. Let me get that off of there. So you can see I'm just drawing this room. I'm drawing the interior room. Actually 8 feet 5 inches, and this is 6'3". So again, to change the name of that, you could just type in a few letters. It takes the rest. It does the rest of the work for you. So that almost fits, right? So that's going to be for your interior. To be probably about a little longer. And let's see if I have a roof on here. See, so that's what I'm using to move. Okay. So of course the wall isn't actually set up like that. So I'm just going to bring that down to where it's even and merge these walls together. Okay, who thought that was easy? If you felt like, okay, all right, so it's basically like it's a click and drag program. That's all Xactimate really is. It's just knowing what to do and how to do it. If you feel like you can use Xactimate, I want you to type 1 into the chat right now. And I'm going to go to the chat. Ashley, were you able to pull up your pitch gauge?
I got a digital pitch gauge here. I'm going to turn the camera over to the side, and I'm just give you an idea of what the pitches look like. So this is a pitch gauge installed on my iPad, right? I typically use the one that's installed on my phone. So you're going to consider this as the roof plane. And as I angle this up, this would be considered a 812 pitch. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, go a little bit closer. I see the numbers just right down there. Yeah. Oh, man, that's beautiful.
So that's a 9. That's a 912. So once you get to 7, to higher lattices is perfectly acceptable. Okay,
right.
Once you got that type of angle on the roof. Now it doesn't look like much here, but when you're 12 feet in the air, that can be a little daunting. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, sometimes any roof can be daunting when you're 12 feet over it.
That's correct.
You know, but you just want to be safe.
Imagine yourself 2 feet. Imagine yourself 2 stories high.
I know, right? I know, right? And then I'm up there trying to have my camera and make sure, you know, I'm trying to give valuable content for everybody watching. And I'm up there with one camera. So guys, that's Xactimate. So I'm seeing one's Facebook user, Ruby Kinsey, Lana B, Saint Musa, Jay Edwards, Eric Solazanzo, Donald has a 1. Jay Edwards, number 1, Xactimate. Rule number 1 is Xactimate, guys. CTR equals create. I'm not sure about that, but let's see. Darlene was born in 1961. Let's see. Purple Farm is the tag along with Ashley, something we have to pay for. So we'll get to that. Xactimate is super fun and easy. Let's see. Can you explain the difference between hourly and component? Yeah, Donald, let's go into that next. We'll go into that actually right now. I have those slides now, guys. Before I show this, I do want to just preference, like, listen, I'm showing you what carriers were offering about a year ago. So things may have changed. I think they're going to be about the same, but I just want to just kind of preference that they may be a little bit different. Okay, so again, just letting you guys know, Xactimate people are posting to hire Xactimate writers. There's 7 jobs posted on Upwork right now for Xactimate writers. And then you can see the on ZipRecruiter, there's 29 people looking for 29 remote Xactimate job postings. Okay, so we already went who thinks Xactimate is awesome, right? So now we know about Xactimate. Now we're going to talk about the trainers that are needed. Let's see what we have here. So 4 reasons you would like it. You can do it from home. It's going to make you more valuable to employers if you have Xactimate, and you can train families and friends, which is great. So again, I talked about the business partnerships, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about how you can make sure that you're out there actually being able to learn from others and work with others, and that will help you increase your skill set. Okay, so I'm gonna skip past. Let's see what we got. I told you Xactimate is usually 312. I think it's actually like 321 now. But let's see, here we go. What companies are paying new adjusters, and this is how much you can potentially earn. Okay, again, no guarantees. This varies based on company. This varies based on the storm. This varies based on your skill set. All right, and it can be hourly salary, it can be fee, it can be component. Now, according to some facts, guys, from the III.org, which is the Insurance Institute, and Information Institute, they said the U.S. insurance industry could potentially spend 1.7 to 8.9 billion over the next 5 to 7 years on one type of occupation, and that is claims adjusting. You can look on the chart here. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Rita, and Hurricane Wilma paid out over 79 billions in salary in cat losses, and Hurricane Harvey, Irma, and Maria paid out over $100 billion in cat losses. And then in 2018, and this was probably halfway, it was the third worst year. They said it was 19.3 billion average loss per year. Between 1980 and 2018 was 19.3 billion. So it's a lot of money in this industry. You see Deloitte right there. I'm just showing you guys. Deloitte Center for Government Insight says 1.7 billion and through 1.8 billion within the next 5 to 7 years. So here's the hourly rate. I have a small video, guys. You can see on the right. Ebro deployment that was out and asking for help. They were paying hourly or 65% commission. And the start date was ASAP. They have Ebro assignment alerts. Okay, so I get text messages like this. CNC's been going for. If you're looking for an hourly rate on auto, you can see that they're going to be paying about $25 an hour, but you get overtime, and during the deployment, overtime can be 60 to 80 hours per week. In the field property, if you're working hourly, you can I've heard salaries of $37.25 an hour, and you're still getting that overtime. Again, the hours per week, 70 to 80 hours per week. As a field property adjuster, if you're rope and harness certified, you get a bump. Okay, you can make up to $42.50, so you get an extra $5 and maybe a quarter per hour, and you also get the overtime. And yes, you can still work the 70 to 80 hours. That would be 7 12-hour days plus. Okay, so because I even met an adjuster today, she was like, I was tired of working 16 hours. She worked all of last year's. Okay, so desk adjusters, it can range in between the 37 to the 25. Again, it really just depends on your availability. It depends on your carrier, your experience. The more experienced you are, the more you'll get paid. And the crazy part about it is the average worker. So we have people who are in their 40s and 50s. The average worker is literally only making between $800 and $1,000 per week. That's the average. Many people are making this per claim. Would you agree with that, Ashley?
That's
or at
correct.
least per day?
That's correct. Per day.
Okay, so per day they're making 800 to 1,000 versus people who are making that per week. Okay, so average monthly salary for an American is like $3,000 a month for the average American. If you want to be above average, type that in the chat right now, like above average. Like if this is sounding right to you, I want you to type above average to in that corner. And so even just working just, regular 9 to 5 there and doing dailies or, you can still make a quality salary. You're going to feel like you're working part-time, but you're still going to be above the average range. And I'm not, just to support the salary that comes, the Occupational Outlook Handbook. This is created by the U.S. government. Whether you like them or not, you live in this society. They put this together. This is trustworthy information that the median pay for adjusters is $65,000 per year or $31.57 per hour. That's the median. So that's the middle numbers, not the average, just the middle number for what claims adjusters, appraisers, examiners, and investigators are making. On Glassdoor, you can see how much people are making. Again, I talked about that estimator position, but the best RRS, somebody posted 2 salaries in the range of 76 to 85,000. On Alacrity, and that's the former Worley, 121,000 to 133. That's probably more of a senior adjuster, guys.
I wanted to add something, if you don't mind, Abahi.
Go ahead.
I know we probably don't have much time left, but I want to encourage everyone that whoever's interested in training, we're literally about 16 days out from training. And it's the only one that we have scheduled, and that's going to be July 12th through the 17th. And,
that's right. That's right. You do have a training coming up, right? July 12th through the 17th.
That's correct, in Orlando, Florida. That's
and
correct.
So that's 6 serious days of learning how to write estimates, right?
That's correct. You're going. First day is going to be scoping, and then the next 5 days is going to be Xactimate and Symbility, how to sketch and how to write an estimate.
Okay, awesome. That's fantastic. So what we'll do is we'll have we'll make sure we'll go just a little bit longer. I'm gonna try to get to everybody's questions. Ashley, I get so excited. I get so freaking excited. And my camera's not even on, which I knew it wasn't, but I was hoping to show a lot more on the screen this time and be able to provide more. So, guys, if you're able to hang out with us for another 15 minutes, let me know while I go through the actual comments and see what people are saying. And hopefully, I still have more information about the salaries, so we can kind of continue to go in that, but we were answering St. Musa's question, and who says he's ready to be above average. Tally Poo is ready to be above average. Tally Poo, yes, you can make your own schedule. It just depends on when you want to work. You want to start at 7 or you want to start at 9? I mean, what time do you want to work? Do you want to work 6 days? Do you want to work 7 days? You let us know. I had somebody earlier say, well, what's the schedule like? I was like, well, what days do you want to work? And it was like, well, I don't know. I never thought about it, So people always think like, man, I want to make my own schedule. But truth be told, people don't know what schedule they want to make. And I often change what days I want my office days to be and more.
But let me also add, when you're talking about making your schedule, it doesn't mean that you're going to be adjusting 8 o'clock in the morning and be on the beach at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, you do have that luxury, but are you going to make money? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not, I want to make my schedule so I can take it easy. You will control your schedule, but how efficient you are is going to determine how much leisure time you can have or enjoy. Or if you just want to make money, you control your schedule, yes, but you're going to have to put in work and time. So we don't want to have the disillusion to think that we control our own schedule. That just means we're just going to be laying around and be taking it easy all the time. No. But when there's a storm, you're going to be working your butt off on that storm. When the storm is over, then take as much time off that you want. Until the next storm. Until you get daily claims. So you don't want to be disillusioned thinking I can control my own schedule, meaning I could just go around and be a beach bum. That's not my goal.
I know.
And I hope that's not anyone else's goal. I know I don't have that luxury.
Right. And so, I mean, Tally Poo, you're asking some really great questions. It's really going to depend. If you work, just like in any job, when you work, you earn money. If you don't work, you don't earn money. So it's really up to you. Some people, one storm, one deployment is enough for the whole year. Some people get it, into the flow of things. They say, I'll stop when I get tired. And, some people will go 18 months working, for a carrier and then say, okay, I'm going to put in my, can you release me? So I mean, it really depends. And then don't forget, guys, deployments aren't the only way to work. You can actually work from home. People are working from home who are brand new. I have heard of that. People are also working from the desk. So if childcare is an issue for you, or if you have young ones, if you have other commitments, there you do have the opportunity to have work from home, or you can work from a position. But it's good to plan that stuff now, so okay, well, when I get called for a deployment, who's going to check my mail? Am I going to put my kids with a family member so that you can go out and make a good living for yourself? Okay, cool. So listen, I'm going to, again, guys, we're going to go for another 15 minutes. I'm going to just finish out my slides because we had that question about the earnings. So I'm going to reshare my screen and finish just what I had up here. So the average roofing claim, because guys, so that was hourly. Let's talk about component pay. As you see, the average roof cost for most homeowners, they spend between $4,000 to $6,000. I would say really, I see them being about 8,000 in my experience. Ashley, what do you see the average roof cost for you?
The average roof cost is between 7 to 15,000.
7 to 15,000. Okay, so if you look, guys, this is how it works. So if you write a claim that let's say for an even number, it's a $10,000 claim. Well, on this top picture, it says that if your loss is from 8,501 cent to 13,000, your fee paid is $575. $575. If it's above that, you then get 3.64%, okay, and a minimum of $575. Okay, so and that's just for one roofing claim, which literally can be done and closed within less than 2 hours. The better and better you get, the more and more training you get, the better you get with it, writing your exactimate estimates. You could get that literally down to an hour, I'm sure. Ashley, for a simple roofing claim, no interiors, how long do those take you to write from knocking on the door to I guess the close of the claim?
30 minutes to do the inspection, and you figure 30 minutes, no more than an hour to write.
Guys, Ashley does that to me every time. I'm like, oh, it's an hour. Ashley's like, no, 30 minutes in and out. But he's experienced, guys. He has more experience than me. Like, I'm trying to get like Ashley. If you're trying to get like Ashley, you don't want to get better than the Bahi. Get like Ashley. That's why Ashley and I had to connect, because I wanted to offer you guys something better than what I'm doing now, because you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Now Ashley is my smart person in the room. So what you'll have, guys, is some companies will offer a fixed salary. You might get a day rate, right? You might get like $400 or $500 per day. You can get, even this one says that they were going to do a fixed minimum salary of $686 per week. And then you also have where you can be paid a commission equal to 55% of the total billing. So although that fee is $575, you will only get 55% of that, but it still adds up to a lot of money. Some companies, the better you are, the more they'll give you. So that's why I have here Eberl. If your experience might give you 65% of that total billing, okay? So you actually can earn even more than that 55%. Now here, you also have component pay, where they pay you all out based on what the work you do. So if you go out and you see a claim that's $140 as soon as you knock on the door and get on the roof. If there's no roof inspection, it's just $110. So maybe you have a BUSD, which is a backup of sewer and drain. You also have, and these are only for claims under $20,000. So this could change if your claim is over $20,000. And when you have big houses like they do in Florida and Texas and Georgia, you can easily get a roof over that. And then if you do other exterior pictures, you get an additional $85. So now you're above $200, above $250. If you do some interior damages, step inside that home, you take a picture, you get another $100. So that it says it just right there at the bottom. Again, the average, I have the average roofing claim up there as 5 to 7. So if you're working dailies, your daily rate will be at $440. This is with Crawford and Penn. I mean, this is just for that schedule. This is from 2020 to 2021. So we're in 21 to 2022. This may have changed. If there's a catastrophe, you would be at $515. Okay, if it's a cat 3, which means the hurricane center, the weather center has determined that that storm has certain level of speeds, now you're talking about $575 per your per fee for that one claim. And that's on the low end. If we go to the $10,000 that we did, you're looking at $680 for your daily rates. You're looking at $800 for just standard catastrophe rates. And then you're looking at $900 for if it's a cat 3 storm. They also have hourly rates if you want to do a staff adjuster position, $87 an hour. General adjuster position, guys, this means you're super experienced, like you're Ashley level, $117 per hour. If you do the rope and harness ladder assist, so if you just get out there and you're just the ladder assist, you're still earning $150 to $175 per hour. And those guys love what they do. I've never met a ladder assist who didn't say they weren't making enough money or they don't pay me enough for this. I haven't heard it. So guys, there it is. That's how component pay works. It's really awesome. If you think that's awesome, don't forget about flood losses. This is set by the NFIP. This fee schedule is from 2012. Okay. I want you to see that on this, the average fee, the average homeowner, the flood will cost them about $39,000. Okay, according to the flood insurance program, $39,000. So the average flood claim at $39,000, that fee base is $1,640. Now remember, you do have to split that fee with your carrier, so either 55% or 65%. But I mean, who wouldn't want to make 60 to 55 to 60% of $1,640 just for one claim? Right. So that's pretty awesome. Now, you do have to be certified to be able to actually work flood claims, but those certifications are something that we can help you with. I'll personally help you all with. So there's a difference between working the average property claim, which should be what you all aim for. That's going to be like your bread and butter. Flood claims will be something that's once in a blue moon, but when they come, you'll enjoy it. You'll use it for other investments to build wealth in other places, and you'll hold on to all the extra money. You're not going to just go buy a truck with that money, guys. You're going to spend it wisely, I hope, right? All right, so who here thinks the pay is awesome? I just want to see, type that into the chat. I think we've been going now for it's 8:11. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop. I'm going to put a link in the chat, guys. So if you want to be able to reach out to Ashley, if you want to work with Ashley and get training, if you think the pay is extremely awesome, I mean, there's only a couple of things that we could do, guys. We can't train everybody, right? Because everybody isn't hungry. Everybody isn't teachable. Everybody is not coachable. We understand that, but we do want to be able to offer an opportunity, guys, for you to actually come join us. We have that comprehensive roofing video, so we have virtual training. Ashley, can they come join you? If they can't make the 6-day training, is there an option to join you also just for like ride-alongs and weekends after they do some virtual training?
Absolutely. There will be opportunities to do ride-alongs. There will be a fee, of course, but there will be opportunity for you to do a ride-along and write a claim that day.
Okay, that's awesome. So, and guys, nobody else is offering that.
That's correct.
Right, so nobody else is offering the opportunity to come out and do that. So that's going to be amazing. So guys, we're wrapping up. So those who stayed until the end, here's the link for reaching out to Ashley. Okay, so I just typed that out. Ann is also going to send that to everybody who dropped their email in the chat. We want to just say hi, Maria. to Maria Holmes said, hey, from North Carolina. Michael Pug said, hey, from Mississippi. You guys aren't that far from Ashley, not far at all. And will we have more trainings? Now, we're focused on the July 12th through July 17th training, because after that, we have to get ready for storm season. As I mentioned yesterday, the biggest storms come in the late summer. That's just how it is. Okay. So we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to actually work. So we're actually going to make sure that you guys are ready for this year. Now, we almost got to 50. Just to let you guys know, we still want to do, maybe we'll come back next time. We'll talk about partnerships with spouses, bringing home more bacon to your business and to your home. But again, I'm just dropping that link in here for you guys, so you guys can check out what type of training you're going to actually be able to have with Ashley and his partners who he has in Texas. Tell us a little bit about the background for the two trainers that they could encounter, Ashley.
Okay, you got Victor Burgos, who's out of Dallas, Texas, who's been team leads, administrative. He's been a director of storms, managing storms himself. You got Robert Willers out of San Antonio, Texas. He's been team leads for Crawford, for Warlaw and CRU. I mean, he's trained quite a bit of people, and he actually knows more than me when it comes to Xactimate. So, and he's been in an industry over 10 years. So those are just short list of the qualifications of the other two trainers.
Wow. Okay. And most, even the carriers don't offer 3 trainers in a session. It just does not happen. So you want to be able to, and then they typically don't. For some reason, it's like trying to find them in Florida and Texas is really hard, and they fill up so fast. And I think Ashley, you only have how many people can you take on? Was it like 12 or 15 that you settled on? And I think 4 people have actually already signed up for the July 12th through the 17th training.
That's correct. We have about 8 people right now signed up.
Oh, 8 people. Nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'm prepared to handle 30. But when it comes to scoping, that will be a little challenge. So I probably give first priority to scoping to those who are coming in from out of state, which I have a couple people coming in from out of state. I will give first priority to them for scoping on that day. All the remainders will have to schedule scoping class because it's not really practical to take 30 people out on one day to do scoping. But I'm prepared to do training for 30 people throughout the week. And the scoping is going to be priority to those who are out of town first. And we'll break you up into 3 groups. And then the remainders, we'll schedule out scoping times for the remaining of the folks.
Right. Yes, that just makes so much sense because you can't have 30 people on the roof. I mean, even that strong as a roof is, you just can't have that many people on the roof. So, guys, we're going to do this super safe, and we're also going to look at actually making sure that you guys get good training too, because only one trainer can handle so many students at a time because everybody's going to have questions. So we don't want this to be like a war room where there's 30 people hovering over one trainer. We want to give you all individual attention. We want to make sure that you understand scoping. We want to make sure that you understand Xactimate. We want to make sure that you understand estimation. So how to make those estimates, how to be on the higher pay scale. We're also going to help you. So Ashley's going to be doing that. I'm on the back end virtually going to be helping people with what companies that they should apply to. And there's hundreds of companies out there, guys, not just the ones on TV, not just Big Red, Big Blue, and the ones that fly. Okay, so travelers, you don't just need those 3. And there's actually, and then also too, guys, what I'm going to do for those of you who get this course before tonight is over, if you need your 40-hour course, I'm actually going to include that for you guys for training. So not only do you, if you're worried like, oh man, I don't have my license, he's not going to take me out. Now you have no excuse. We're able to give you that course, and in Florida, Texas, Georgia, and many other states. Okay, so that's going to be a bonus. Plus, if you would like to also get your resume looked at, that's also going to be available to you there. It's all in the link that I put online in the chat. Also, if you have any questions, this is the time to ask it now. I'll go for a couple more minutes. As William Stevens said, I'll come to you. Purple Farm Dog said, absolutely awesome. So Darlene Angel said, finish class and taking Texas exam in 2 weeks. Go ahead, Darlene, get it. Awesome. We'll be waiting for you when you get done. We have a couple of people in Facebook who are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that is going to be amazing to have them. That's not far. You guys will be able to come. And St. Musa said he is 28 and with a bunch of time, he is hungry and ready for a major change in his life. So that's exactly what it is. Jolene said, Ashley is great. I just finished my week with training. Jolena, she got me on that the other day. She said she drove from St. Louis. Michael Pug, I'm willing to invest in the trip to Florida, guys. That's exactly what you have to do. And Jolena said she is not afraid. She's 50 and a woman, and we can do it. And I was on a call earlier today, an adjuster inspection. I'm like, there is 3 women adjusters here. And if you want to check that out, guys, on my videos, go to IG. That is in there. Just 60 more seconds, guys, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you so much for hanging with us for 5 long days. But you guys, hopefully you learned a lot. I want you, if you're watching the replay, put in the number one thing that you learned. Go back and watch the other five videos, and you'll also be ready for that too. So you can just see all the tips that we give. I think we gave more information than anybody has ever given about adjusting in the last 5 days. What do you say, Ashley?
That's right. I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
And we got to see Ashley's family yesterday, which was really cool. So if you didn't get to see that, check that out yesterday. I'm sure the food was fantastic. So I'm going to let Ashley go because I know he's got a lot and ready to go for that. So it is a total of 6 days of training, Eric. Check out the link. Okay, so I'm dropping the link in there again for you so that you can be able to go and take a look at exactly what you're going to be getting and exactly how long the training is. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a good night. We'll see you. All right, bye, everybody.
All right, have a good night, folks, and thank you guys for joining us.